Hi, team, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session about ISTQB Foundation and many other certifications, which are just not restricted to ISTQB. We do have definitely a lot to talk about, which could be related to testing and definitely to talk about any of your questions you might be interested in. And I'm back again with a live session to help you all understand and get the inputs, insights related to testing, what you might be interested in knowing about. So feel free, get a hold, get a part of this particular session. If you've got a question with you, make sure that you talk about it and definitely let us know if you have got any questions with you. I'm here to talk about them, help you understand the concepts, and assist you as much as possible with your understanding on the software testing concepts and enable your enhancement with the learning of the testing concepts. In fact, lot many people, when they go through their self preparation, they come across a lot of questions which may not get the solutions to. And this is where my work comes into picture to help everyone understand that there's someone who can assist you, who can answer your questions and help you understand the concepts related to testing. So back again on a Saturday evening, 7 p.m. to help you all and answer your questions, whatever you may have. So feel free and let me know if you got any questions with you. We are here talking about your queries on testing and related concepts. So let your question be related to the certification, be it outside that, like related to a testing concept, be it about a concern, be it about a definition, be it about your career in testing altogether. You are free to talk about it, put it across on the chat. I'm here to listen to that and definitely answer those questions. So making you sure that your questions will be answered as a part of this live session and help you assist understand certain concepts which you may find difficult to understand on your own. So go ahead. If you have got a question with you, feel free to drop a comment here. And I'm here listening to your questions and looking forward to answer them. So yeah, last week I think we could not complete our live session with a number of participations, but again, I think today we are having a good crowd coming in right from the beginning. In fact, we had some issues initially starting with the live session, but I immediately started up again. So if in case you're looking at this live session notification, be a part of it and do let us know that if you have got a question to ask, you have any queries related to testing, I'm here to answer. We'll be live for an hour time starting from now. So you have 60 minutes to get your questions answered. So just feel free, do not hesitate. If you have got a question, it's a question to you, and just drop it on the chat box. I'm here to pick it up, talk about it, help you understand the concept as much as possible, and help you understand them in a much better way. So yes, team, go ahead. Looking forward to your answers and questions. Basically, the questions for the day. That's the main agenda. We do not have any specific thing to talk about. The only reason we do that is to listen to as many questions as possible and try to answer as many of them, and help you, utilize this 1 hour of time generally to get your Q&A done. And at least in a week, I can dedicate 1 hour to all our viewers to assist them free of cost, so that they can definitely look forward to such windows where I can definitely answer your questions. So feel free, just drop your question on the chat box. I'm here listening to your questions and looking forward to answer them. Okay, so we have got our crowd building up. We've got some good number of people, and if you have got a question, just don't feel hesitant and just drop your queries, whatever you may have about related to testing and the concepts. Could be related to testing altogether, or maybe related to any of the certifications which comes under ISTQB. You can talk about anything. There are no restrictions. If in case you have a question related to tools, you are free to talk about that, in fact, and I'm here to look forward to this. All right, the very first question coming in for the day is Nihar. Hi, I'm working as test manager. I want to give ISTQB test manager exam, but I haven't yet given the foundation exam. So can I give test manager exam directly without clearing my foundation exam? Nihar, I'm so sorry to inform you that the foundation is one of the criteria or prerequisite for your test manager. So I think you should have taken your foundation much earlier. But if in case you want to go with the test manager, you can definitely take your foundation first and then look forward to go for your test manager, because you cannot go for test manager without having a foundation level certification with you. But just to ease your preparation, I think you have a provision that you can write your exam foundation today, and it will take around 8 weeks of time to get your certificate in your hand. By that time, you will be prepared with your foundation advanced level test manager. So just assume that you are preparing for your test manager, but meanwhile, you write your examination for foundation, get it certified, and definitely, you will take some time to prepare for your test manager. So meanwhile, you'll get your certification for the foundation in hand. And by that time, you can just immediately apply for the test manager, because there's no criteria as such that you should have a gap between foundation and advanced of 3 months, 6 months, 1 year or so. It's just that as far as you have the experience, you can appear for the test manager. But foundation is a criteria. It's a prerequisite for test manager. There is no way you can jump the queue to get into the advanced level. Okay. Is there anything else I can help you with? Just feel free to let me know. I'm here still talking about your query. Tahir says, hi Tahir, very good evening. I'm willing to take up the ISTQB Automotive Software Tester exam. I've already passed the foundation level. Do we need some experience for automotive software tester examination? I think there is a criteria of 1 year of minimum experience. If you are already working, then you don't really need anything else. So that would be something, of course, being an automotive tester, you must have been working in the industry for some time. So 1 year experience should be produced at least. So whatever experience letter you may have, you can produce it from your organization that you have been currently working, and you have a total years of XYZ experience. And that could be one of the document to be shown. And rest, I think you don't need anything else to get into the certification exam. Okay, you should be good to go. Niyar says, while registering the test manager exam, it is allowing and not asking foundation exam certification. No, it's understood, because your system does not ask you for a certificate to be uploaded, but that will be asked during the examination. So you must read the prerequisites as a segment, or if you want, you can make a call to the board to check with them that, when do I have to submit my foundation. They will generally ask you for these things as an instruction for the examination. So if you want, you can definitely refer to istqb.in, and there you have clear instructions that you have to produce 1.5 years of experience at least, and the foundation level certificate copy during the advanced level certification. Okay, so please go with that. All right, so Tahir says, thanks for the reply. Yeah, it's my pleasure, Tahir. As far as you have questions, just feel free to drop it, and I'm here to talk about it. We have, again, another one coming in from Momo. Okay, Momo, I'm completely new. I want to change my career into IT. You're almost welcome, Momo. So if you have anything specific to talk about, you can definitely get started with testing. Testing is a domain which is a welcoming domain, which I call it as. And any sort of people, no matter which background you come from, what sort of expertise or experience you have, you are free to step into the software testing industry and step into the IT world of the technological things. And no one particularly generally asks you that what background do you come from. There are certain organizations which are highly rated in the industry, and they have certain criteria being put that you should be a graduate from computer science, information technology, and so on. But there are many of them who don't care that what background do you come from. But as far as you are well versed with the techniques and understanding of software testing, they accept you. So don't be afraid of trying this. You can get into the learning of software testing. You can understand the concepts of testing related techniques and even get certified, which will be definitely added advantage to people like you, and adding more value to your profile when you hit the world or the organizations with your resume or CV. So I think there's nothing much. You just have to get started with learning foundation. Yeah, I would say that not just the certification content, you may have to do a deeper dive into more detailed concepts to understand that first and then take up the certification. So that could be something which will be very helpful for you. Okay, Momo also says, please, how and where do I start now? Um, Okay, there is a lot of things which you can find online. Number one thing, you may find certain websites which talk about a lot of fundamental things. For example, there's something called as guru99.com, and they talk right from the basic and scratch. So if you want, you can follow their YouTube channel for the fundamentals of testing, and they have a well-aligned content for manual testing concepts, which will answer all your queries about what a tester needs to know. Okay, and then for certification of ISTQB Foundation, you can watch my tutorials to groom up your content and prepare you for the certification and get certified. So I think that should be something very feasible for you to get started and work with it. Okay, so I repeat, Guru 99. That's another thing which you can use. Okay, Tahir also says, any specific tips related to automotive software tester preparation? I have started to prepare from your playlist. That's good. Thank you so much for using the material available on my channel. And the only tip, I think, being an automotive tester, it does not really require you to be oriented towards something else. Yeah, you just have to apply your skill set, what you have gained during the X number of years when you were working in the automotive industry. And the syllabus is very crisp, very to the point. Does not talk up about different new things which may not have been executed. For example, when it comes to certain standards like AutoSAR, AutoSpice, they're just very brief on that. Okay, because don't forget, these are all specialist foundation level. Okay, they're not doing a deeper dive into ISOs or AutoSpice or the AutoSAR and a lot many other things. Even if you talk about ISO 26269, so they just talk about the basic outline of it. Coming to the environments, of course, mill, hill, sill. So you already know about those environments again. So nothing new. You have been working with it. It will be simple for you to understand the concepts and reply it back during the examination. So I don't think I have any specific tips, but yeah, the tip will be from the point of sample questions, examination, that you have to be considerate about the way they ask you the question, not just learning the concept, not just preparing over the syllabus, but making sure that you are able to answer those concepts when it comes in the examination, right? So that should be something very crucial. And do not take the overconfidence of any concept which you know. Okay, you may say that I have been working with automotive industry for 6 years, 7 years, so okay, I know I can pass it. No, never. Because telling you on a live session that I failed my first time when I wrote the foundation examination, because I thought working with an industry for some time, you really don't have to prepare the syllabus. And I failed it because I was not sure how they ask you. So when I went through the training the second time and realized that, okay, this is how the syllabus is all about, this is what the ISTQB says about it, and then looked at some of the sample questions, I got the idea and then wrote the exam and passed it. So same way here, do not take the advantage of your experience, because your experience may have something specific to the organization, something specific to the industry, but the ISTQB can be having their own standard terminologies for you to remember. So do not play around with them. That can lead to a failure. So again, stick to the syllabus, go through the tutorials, and be ready for the exam. So all the best, Tahir. If you have anything else, just feel free to let me know. Okay, there's another one coming in from Sanjana. Good evening, sir. Hi, good evening, Sanjana. I'm Sanjana, working currently in government sector, but not satisfied. Okay, I completed BE in computer science in 2015. I want to come back to software. Can you please give me a career guidance? Sanjana, of course, government sector is something which is completely different from IT domain, and they have a different way of working altogether. You might not be even utilizing your skills to the optimum level there. I'm not sure what government sector you work for, but still I can make out that your job will be completely different than what you are doing. That's the reason you want to come back to the IT sector. uh, Being a graduate from computer science, okay, I don't you do have a great knowledge of programming, you do have a good understanding of data structures, you do have a good understanding of testing concepts, not short testing so much, because generally we don't cover that in Bachelor of Engineering. And the more important thing would be to choose right now that how much do you remember about programming skill to become a developer, and how much do you really think that testing will be simpler for you to grasp quickly and get started with it. As far as you have an experience, nobody would question you that what you were busy doing since 2015. So that's not a problem at all for your profile. The problem is, are you able to come back to the IT industry? And that happens with the knowledge what you have. So I would recommend you again, if you have a good programming skill set with you, you have been simultaneously working with some of the programming languages, like you talk about Python, you talk about Java, or probably like C, C++. A lot of industry are still using all of them. So if you think you want to be a developer, decide on that and start working on it. And if you want to be a tester or pursue your career in QA, then you have to be, having a good understanding of software testing. Again, the same advice as of Momo, that you need to get into the understanding of everything about manual testing, which will give you end-to-end understanding of what testing is all about. And following that, you can take up again the certification, which will definitely be enhancing your skills and your profile to meet the expectations of the industry today. And that should be enough to get a first job back to your IT industry. And after that, you will go with the flow. As you see people working, as you start working, you will realize that, okay, this is what next thing would be. For example, you start as a manual tester initially, then you realize that you need to be an automation tester. So you start looking forward to an automation tool and start working with, on that. And then again, maybe down the line, 1 year or 2 years from now, you can be an automation tester as well. So that is how the journey will be. So right now, you have to first decide what you are good at. Like you don't like programming, welcome to QA. You love programming, please appear for development, because later you may have an intuition that, am I not doing anything technical here? So we don't want to have that, happening with your career once again, that down the line 3 years, you say that, okay, I want to go back to government sector or something, right? So decide that wise decision today and take a call. And definitely you are always welcome to ask me anything beyond this if you have it to talk about. Okay. I hope I've answered your question, Sanjana, there. And if you have anything else, feel free to let me know. We have another one coming in from Keshav. Hello, I'm working in automotive testing domain in USA. If I give the ISTQB Foundation and automotive tester exams in USA, will it be valid in India or Europe? I think anything which you bring from USA is valid everywhere, right? No matter if it's an iPhone as well. Right, Keshav? So no questions asked, no justification provided. Yes, it is valid globally. And nobody will ask you a question that, why did you get certified in USA? We don't recognize what is USA and their accreditations. Everyone respects the certification being taken in any country. So yes, it is equally valid. Okay, there's no difference. So you're good to go if you want to take it up in USA. Okay, we have another one coming from Ansar Basha. Hi, sir. Need clarity regarding foundation level. What clarity, Ansar? If you can just help me more about your question, if you can detail your question, what clarity do you need? I would definitely be more than happy to assist you. Sanjana says, thank you. Yep, you're welcome. And do let me know if you have any further questions in future. When you start learning about software testing, feel free to reach out to me. And the same applies to Momo. Momo, when you start learning about software testing concepts, and if you think you're getting stuck, there are a lot of things which I have. Not only this channel, I do have 2 other channels to assist your preparation about software testing. So we have different channels. I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not. So there's a channel called as Testing in Nutshell, which talks about other than certification. Okay, so anything other than certification in testing can be found on this channel, Testing in Nutshell. And the other one is technical vocabulary, which is all about terminologies. So if in case you get stuck with any of the terminologies, feel free to, watch this channel for your understanding. Okay, so yeah, Keshav says, thank you for your reply. Also, ISTQB seems to be all only theory. Yeah, yes, it is. How is it useful in a job? At least in my experience, none of the employers, managers in USA insist on ISTQB certification. Uh, I'm not sure. Again, people have their own intuition, Keshav, that whether ISTQB plays a vital role in their profile or in their profession or in their organization is individual's perception. Maybe it can be organization specific, it can be country specific, but I'm not sure that if you have seen the world outside which you are in right now, people ask for ISTQB certification as a criteria. When you mentioned India, when you mentioned Europe, there are job openings which says that if you are ISTQB certified, please apply for this job. If you don't have one, don't bother to apply. And I think that justifies that how important this certification can be. So I think that makes a lot of sense when a European country asks me not to send my resume, but to confirm that if I'm certified or not in what I'm doing. So theoretical, but everything is judged based on the question. I don't think we are not talking about an automation certification, right? Why someone would look forward to have a practical oriented thing in a theoretical concept? Being a test manager, do you need to execute automation executions or do you need to configure an environment? Do you need to run some kind of protocols? No. You are a manager and your responsibility is to manage the stuff within the organization. You are supposed to run the process, monitor it, control it. And that does not require any kind of hands-on exercises to be done in order to say that, can you behave like a manager and show me if you are a manager or not, right? So that doesn't make any sense. If someone is saying you that ISTQB or any certification is not important, then you can stop taking CSM, you can stop taking Six Sigma and all sort of certification as well, because they don't either ask you for any kind of hands-on, right? So I think you are wise enough to decide on that how the certification will add value. And you are educated enough to quickly check yourself that I'm not trying to lie around. You can search for a job in Ireland. You can search for a job in, say, for example, Germany, and they will say, are you ISTQB certified? And that justifies you that, yeah, no matter your employer doesn't value it, but it does make sense to other people. So as far as you are trying to work with them for lifelong, no problem. You don't need certifications. But if you are planning to jump, then of course you need it. No matter what you do, Keshav, as far as you are certified, you are recognized. No matter what you do. Even if you are a fire person, you have a fire certification. You are certified, people hire you. You are not certified, people don't hire you as a fire person, right? So everywhere. It is just like a recognition to what you do. It adds a portfolio on your chest that I'm certified on what I do. So certifications are equally important for anyone and does make sense to different countries and different employers. So again, I'll leave your wisdom to your understanding. So please go ahead with that. But yeah, it is valid, just for your kind of information. Yeah. Okay, so I think that was one. Answer says, I'm preparing for foundation level exam. Reference material was your video. 42 videos is what I have. Can I crack the exam? Answer, your suggestion or your preparation could be 70-30%. That means 70 to 80% of understanding you will get it by my tutorials. Again, if you think that you are lacking something, then there is an official syllabus which is available on istqb.org. And that's highly recommended for everyone. Okay, for everyone. I don't say that my tutorials will be enough. If somebody asks me that if I go through your 42 videos, will I pass the exam? I would say no. Why? Because there is an official syllabus which covers a lot in detail. So of course, my tutorials cannot be 30 minutes long on each topic, which may take a lot of time for you, and then you realize on your first look that oh, these tutorials are quite longer. Maybe look for something shorter, right? And that's where people don't attempt such videos. They might be good, they might have a lot of detail, but today the world wants a short video with a lot of information, but they are indirectly proportional to each other. A short video with a lot of information, highly impossible, right? So I have created a crisp video which gives you everything, but of course it's not detailed, I admit myself. So the 42 videos will give you the understanding of everything what you need, but there is a detailed syllabus available which we highly recommend for anyone preparing for it. Okay, so go through that syllabus simultaneously, and then you should be 100% sure that you will pass the examination. Okay, and why I'm saying that, because there are people who have come back to my channel and reported that I just watched your videos and I have passed the exam successfully, nothing else. Good. It's just because you had a better understanding of the testing concepts, so videos was enough, and I'm not denying that. I'm just denying as a point of advice. If somebody comes to me and asks if I just watch your videos, will that be enough? I would say no. You need a detailed preparation, which is just the official syllabus. Go through that also simultaneously, which will clarify a lot many other things which might not have been detailed in my tutorials. Okay, so two things is what you need to pass the exam: the tutorials, just a crisp view of everything, and second, the the second one is the tutorials, and the second one is your official syllabus. Okay, so two things I definitely recommend every participant of mine, every viewer of my channel, that please go through these two things, and nobody can stop you by passing the examination. Okay, and all the very best for that answer, and do let me know if you get stuck with anything. I'm here to assist. Team, do not forget to share your thumbs up on this video. We want to reach this live session to as many people as possible so that they can also get clarified with their doubts. So if you're happy with my service here, with my live session, just don't forget to drop a thumbs up on this live session. Going on to the next one, Shraddha. Shraddha, sir, can you please tell, is there any negative marking and how should I prepare to clear this exam? I think most of the things were just answered, Shraddha, so you should have got it. Number one, there is no negative marking in this examination. So you're just free to attempt a question even if you don't have the answer to it. Okay, if you get stuck with any such question where you are not sure what should be the answer for it, you can just say, okay, let me pick Inky Pinky Ponky, father had a donkey, and say B. Okay, because there's no negative marking. Either you just go wrong or you go right, but you don't lose anything if you go wrong. Okay, so you just earn a score, earn a mark, but you don't lose anything which you have already earned. So you're free to answer any such question which you might not be clear with as well. That's what it says when you say no negative marks. How can you prepare? Go through the content in detailed manner. Try to understand what each topic is trying to convey you, because it might not be the same what you see on the slide deck. It might not be just limited to that. There might be a lot of deeper understanding which might be required by a person to grasp the learning and implementing it back. During the examination, make sure that you read the question carefully, because as the syllabus is very straightforward, the exam will be twisted. It will be tricky. Please expect it to be tricky, not very straightforward, and they will just play around with each and simple word. So my sample questions tutorials will give you an idea that how a question can be tricky in terms of giving you simple words, or sometimes one word can change the meaning of entire option. And that's where people go wrong. So please be attentive to a question, read it carefully before you look at the option, and then pick your right answer. Okay, so all the very best on that, Shraddha, and do let me know if you have anything more. We have JJ Rain. Okay, JJ Rain, is there any limits how many times I can try to pass the exam? There is no limit. You have infinite number of chances to or till you pass. Okay, no limitations. As far as you pass, you can keep on writing. But again, I don't expect you to write any number of times, just one time and finish. Okay, all the best, JJ. Keshav says, thank you for your answer and for your tutorials. You are always welcome, Keshav. And definitely, there's a lot of things which you can explore around the world. And I always wish you all the very best for your hunt towards different countries. But yeah, certification does play a value. Somesh again says, thanks, sir. I'm now ISTQB certified with the help of your videos. It meant a lot. Congratulations, Sumesh. And that's one of the things, again, like when somebody comes back to us and tells us that the tutorial really helped them to prepare well for the certification, it really gives me that smile, which says that, okay, when I woke up till late nights, right, and put some effort in recording some good videos for people around the world, and you come back and tell me that, hey, look, I went through your videos and they really helped me like anything to pass this dream achievement or maybe a certification which adds a value to your profile. I think I just feel happy for those late nights awaken that when I was preparing these recordings. I literally used to wait for everyone to sleep in my neighborhood and all the vehicles to get settled because I was living in an area. In fact, I live in an area. There's a street right next to me, and people just honk, people just boom, those kind of things. So I always wanted to avoid those sounds as a background noise. So you would see that in tutorials, and that was like generally used to happen like 11, 11:30 or 12 sometime, and then I used to upload the video. So when somebody comes back and says me that, yo, your videos are really good and they help me to learn a concept in a much better way and help me get certified, it's just not a news. It's an achievement for me. And that gives me that happiness that when you work the late nights for us, we are returning that favor back to you by just saying you a thank you. So this is where I feel happy about. I just won't feel happy about like the people are coming and writing a feedback, writing some comment on my channel. I'm least bothered about that. I never ask any of my audience to come back and write a review for me or connect with me on LinkedIn and mention me on the LinkedIn or something. No, it's just that the satisfaction which I get from your comment is this, that when I was working late night initially, like 2 years before, 2.5 years before, to do something for all of you, it's working. That's it. So that's where I feel happy about. So thank you so much, Somesh, for coming in and letting us know that you got certified. Congratulations. And I definitely look forward to you for more certifications and happy future ahead. Somesh also says, I'm now looking forward for the advanced level certification. Please let me know the advantages of advantage level certification. Okay, that I think meant advanced level certification. Just to add here, of course, the advanced level certifications are for role specific. Like you have test analyst, you have technical test analyst, and test manager. The test analyst is for a person who want to be a lead of the functional testing as per ISTQB. But generally in your organization, if you have an experience of around 5 to 6 years, you can target the test analyst certification, which would be good for you to jump into a test lead role or tech lead role. Okay, these certification do talk from those point of view. But from the functional testing, if you are into non-functional testing, talking about performance, talking about accessibility, or you talk about portability, compatibility, maintainability, those sort of things, then you have a certification called as technical test analyst. Again, if you are a non-functional tester and you want to be a lead of that, you take up technical test analyst. So test analyst is for functional team and technical test analyst is for non-functional tester. Whereas test manager is the manager of the entire test organization. Again, I say test organization. You can be a test manager for any project within your organization or for a particular project itself, or maybe for the entire organization, in fact. So, test manager basically takes help of test analyst and technical test analyst in order to manage the overall process. So a guided path could be start with test analyst and then go for test manager, or you can directly go with test manager. If you're really skilled with your experience, like 10 years or so, you can take up your test manager directly as well. So there is no criteria at advanced level that you should have a test analyst first, then go for test manager. No. As far as you are foundation certified, you can take up your test manager certification directly as well. You can take any of the advanced level. Okay. So I think that answers your question, Somesh, and you are good to decide whether you want to go with test analyst or test manager the next. And all the very best for your next certification. Okay, Seletso says I have foundation testing in Agile. I want to do test analyst, but find it to be so difficult. Any advice? I think if you are foundation certified, Seletso, you don't think you have anything new in test analyst. It's more of like talking from a role point of view, but the same thing what you covered in foundation. You start with the test analyst role in the test process, then you go with risk-based testing, you go with the test case techniques, which again come up from the foundation level, and then you have your checklist in the review, and then the tools. So nothing much. I think it should be feasible enough. Again, if you can elaborate your problem in more detail, I think I can be more specific in answering to that question. Okay. So please let me know if that answers your questions or you still have a question. I would definitely love to respond to that. Answer Basha says, thank you. Sumesh says, yeah, big hearts. Thank you so much for that, Sumesh. Selva Mohan, I cleared ISTQB CTFL with UK testing board. Can I able to appear for ISTQB Agile in Indian board? No problem at all. You can do that at any point of time. No matter where you're certified from, as far as you have a certified certification with you, you can always approach any organizations or any country to do that. No restrictions, Salva. You can take it. Okay, you can write it in India as well. Shraddha says, sir, can you please tell me once again in foundation level, there will be agile methodology questions also? No, not at all. In foundation, you do not have anything related to agile. Okay, one, you may see words, for example, your project is following agile, or they may say user stories instead of requirement. Then that does not mean this is an agile question. What do you mean by agile question? When they ask you to answer what is a user story, if they just say instead of requirement, if they say you are reviewing a user story and this user story has a safety critical device involved, so which review type you should go with, like inspection, walkthrough, or technical review. So your answer should be inspection because they're asking you about review. But instead of saying specification, instead of saying requirement, they're just using a word called a user story. And that we do not call it as agile related question. It's just a catch, or I can say in my words as diversion. So you just have to ignore it. They cannot ask you anything about agile in foundation. As far as my tutorials don't talk about it, it does not cover in the syllabus. Okay. I think that does answer your question, Shraddha, again. Okay, looking forward to more questions. I think we are caught up, and I've been consistently talking since the beginning of the session. That's really great because I don't want to see idle for even a minute when I'm on the live session. I want to answer as many people as possible with their queries, their questions. So feel free, team. I should have a big list of questions coming up here. I should find difficult to respond to all of you. But as far as I'm able to answer everyone, I'm happy. So let's see what we have got next. We got it from Vitols21. Okay, this is how it's pronounced, but are real exam questions for the test manager very similar to sample questions? Yes, pretty much. Pretty much. The sample questions are created by ISTQB, and I only prefer the official sample paper to talk about the sample questions. And these questions are designed by the board just to give you a heads up, just to give you an idea that this is how your real exam will look like. So whatever you're looking at, if it is an ISTQB official sample paper, then yes, this is what the template of your examination is. And the similar type of scenarios will be provided to you in order to ask you a question. Just a small thing to add there, which they don't specify in their examination, or sorry, syllabus or sample papers. That is, they don't use unique scenarios for every question. Okay, they'll give you one scenario and they will ask you 5 questions on that, so that you can save some of your time instead of reading different scenarios every time. Okay, so please keep that in mind, that one scenario, 5 questions, another scenario, 5 questions, another scenario, 5 questions. So this is how your examination pattern will be. So you don't have to read a new scenario every time you answer a question. But yeah, the 5 questions will be from 5 different things. For example, one will be from matrix, second will be from review, third will be from test planning, fourth will be from test execution schedule, or fifth will be from tools. So anything. They just use one scenario to answer many questions. And they will specify that. Use this scenario number 2 to answer questions from 15 to 19 or 16 to 20, something like that. So please be aware of that. Okay, I think I'm all caught up from my end. Looking forward to more questions. Please feel free and let me know if you've got more questions to talk about. We have around 20 minutes to go from this session. And just a humble request, if you think that I'm doing a great work in answering your questions during this live session, then do not forget to leave the thumbs up, because I want this live initiative to reach as many people as possible so that I can answer their questions. As far as you're happy, okay? It's not a pressure like other YouTubers that you should leave a like or something. As far as you're happy, just leave that feedback by liking this video. And that's only for my live sessions. I never ask you to like, share, or subscribe my channel, never, on my videos, because my videos are more of a professional thing, right? And we are not a typical meme YouTuber and fun-making YouTuber, and we don't beg for the likes and shares. People feel happy, they will do it. You don't really have to beg for it. So you don't find me talking about it ever in the tutorials. But for the live session, I would generally request again, if you're happy, because I want this initiative to reach, because there are many people who say that we never knew about it. And I have been doing so many live sessions. So I just want everyone to be aware of that. There is a live session free of cost helping you to get your questions answered. Okay, JJ says, what's the price in dollars for one try to pass the exam? Now, when you say dollars, it does depend on which country, because every country have their own price. If you can tell me the country, you can go with the country-specific board website, and they can tell you the price of it. It's different for different countries. It's not the same. Sorry. Russia. I'm not sure. Let me just quickly check if they display their price. Russian testing board. Okay, the only information which I find on their webpage, it says prices, and each exam must be paid in euro. Okay, you don't pay in dollar in Russia. You will get invoiced from the official Russian certification agency before the exam takes place, but they have not disclosed the amount which they charge you, and they accept the payments in euros, not in dollars. So you can reach out to ISTQB. I repeat, it's ISTQB, which stands for Russian Software Testing Qualification Board. And you can approach them, give them a call, drop a mail or something, because they have not disclosed their prices on their website. So you may have to find out from them. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much what you wanted to know. Okay, Jake. Hey, Jake. Hello, sir. I do not have a question, but I just want to say thank you very much for your helpful videos. I've passed the ISTQB foundation level using your guidance, and I highly recommend your channel. Thank you so much for that. Again, being so kind, Jake, joining in and letting us know that you have completed your certification. Congratulations on the success. It's really a great news again for all of us to be inspired about that the channel is doing pretty well. The content is being useful for many people, then it can be useful for you. So anyone can definitely be highly self-motivated that okay, I'm landing on a channel which can actually help me to learn the concepts in a much simpler and better way. So Jake, your words mean a lot to many of our audience, not just me. For me, it's just a satisfaction that I did a good job to help someone like you to get certified. That's it. But for me and my audience, more sense is about that someone coming and sharing their story that, yeah, I think I made more about from this particular tutorial and they were really helpful. Meeting the expectations of the examination is really helpful. So thank you so much, Jake, coming in and sharing your results with us. I wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors and looking forward for more achievements coming up in future days. Luis, I'm from Argentina. I learn a lot with your videos and thanks. You're always welcome, Luis. Thanks for coming and sharing your feedback. That really makes a lot of sense for all of us. As you know, I've been telling all the time. I bought a sample exam for $10 and had only 10 questions. I think it wasn't enough. I think it was quite expensive. I don't know if people charge you so much, then I would have given you something like 10 questions and free of cost. All right. So that's a pretty crazy. I think if it is bought it from any country, no matter which country you bought it from, but that was really crazy. You got 10 questions for $10. I think ISTQB gives you 40 into 3, 120 questions free of cost. All right. I don't think if you're aware of that or not. If you find 3 official sample papers on istqb.org. So please don't go with these. Okay, I don't want to use a word which may hurt someone's feeling or ego. Don't go with anything else as far as you have ISTQB supporting you with everything. Okay, but yeah, so I think this goes to everyone else watching this video right now. Things sometimes are not so good when you trust them, right? And you may not have everything what you need. So be careful with some things which are available for free. It's good, and you may sometimes find everything what you need. And trust on the official website. I don't know why people don't go to official website, because they can find really a lot of information there free of cost and justified that the board is saying that. Not someone like me or someone else is telling that. The board tells you that this is what we are planning for. This is what our syllabus is. This is what our sample paper is. This is what our question distribution is. And that is really going to help you a lot, right? So I know if you felt bad about the 10 questions with $10 thing, but at least you got a chance. So yeah, they would have given you something more. So sometimes people are crazy when they talk about money. So I think now you have good source of information with you. You have 3 mock papers, 120 questions on istqb.org. Please visit that. And that's official. Okay, so JJ Jan says, thanks, you're welcome. Sanjana, can I manage testing related job along with government job as my working hours are 6:30 a.m. to 2 p.m.? You have to be very lucky enough, Sanjana, to get a job which starts at 2 p.m. Okay, but again, I'm not sure how far you will be able to manage other works related to your life, like your family and your other personal works. Like you start 6:30 in the morning and finish 10 p.m. or maybe 11 p.m. Then you don't even have some time to get up from your seat. So that becomes quite hectic. I won't recommend that. All right. And this is nothing specific to, calling you as a lady or calling you as a guy or something. No, for any individual, be it a man, be it a woman, it does not sound good. You start at 6:30 in the morning and finish 11 p.m. without getting up from your desk. And finding that job is more of like, once in a blue moon that you get something which is relevant to your profile or relevant to your expectations. Generally 90% of time you don't get what you expect. So again, generally people work with 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. kind of concept. So it's very hard to find a job which starts at 2 p.m. in a day. Or as far as you're working in a different time zone, you can say that. For example, being in India, if you start working for UK, then they say, okay, you start at 2 p.m. in the afternoon because we start working in that. But you are in India and the company is in UK. That's how it happens. But again, that depends on which part of the country you are in and whether you really get a job directly in UK first or not. So a lot of constraints to deal with. So I don't think that should be something feasible right now. But yeah, you may start appearing for the interviews and see that how it stands. And if you have a opportunity and offer in hand, then you can look forward to come out of it. Okay, that's how you can play safe with your current job before quitting it, because getting a job is really, you know, sometimes difficult. So you don't want to lose what you have in hand. So as far as you have a new offer with you, please do not quit anything. Okay, we have Vinayak Bhosle. Where can we get more scenarios than those in the sample papers to practice for test analyst exam? I don't think you have one. There are different portals, but they do not have the questions on the test analyst. Even if they have, they talk about the straightforward questions, not the scenario-based questions or techniques question. So generally people don't create that because it's difficult to create one. In fact, me being okay, not exactly, kind of an expert of ISTQB for lot many years now, I still don't have a sample paper created by my own. And the only thing is that, first of all, meeting the guidelines of ISTQB is crucial. You have to stick to their rules, their pattern, meeting the expectation is very important. And then you should be replicating the real time environment, what you're going to expect in the examination, right? So people are least bothered about your future and your money. So they just dump some of the things which may not be relevant to test analyst or foundation level certifications, and they just publish in their blog spots. People just go and visit that. Due to that, they get a hike, they get a lot of advertisement on their page. That's it. They do not even answer your queries. So I think you may have to rely on your understanding, have to depend on the tutorials which you have on my channel. And second, the sample, one standard sample question to give you everything what you need in order to set your mind towards the examination. So that would be the only thing which you can get right now. Again, there is a book available online which says mock papers for test analyst. I'm not sure how far that's relevant because I never tried that book or have never seen that book. So you can give it a try as far as you can go for it. JJ says, are the exams online or offline? Both. You have both the possibilities now. Due to the pandemic, a lot of countries are organizing it offline, which is like home-based, proctor-based examination. So you can take it from home as well. Priya says, I have watched all the foundation level videos of yours. It's really helpful. I'm appearing for the exam next week. I have started preparing syllabus as well. Should I concentrate on any study material? Not right now. This is all set, all done. You have been through the tutorials. You understood what exactly you need to know. Syllabus will give you anything which is not included or probably not discussed or maybe not so detailed in my tutorials. So if you have been through my 42 videos, and there is also a Q&A playlist, there are some more questions in my channel. If I don't know, most of the people don't know that. So there's a Q&A playlist on my channel, which has some more extra questions on technique. So go through that as well. And the official syllabus copy. That should be more than enough to pass the exam. Okay, I can assure you, a guarantee pass if you have been through both the things together. You don't need any additional thing, like not even my book. I have published a book on foundation. I won't blindly recommend you. As far as you think your PDF will be enough. The official syllabus copy is enough to understand. Books are for those people who are generally having a habit of learning from books. Okay, they don't understand videos, they don't understand a crisp material like syllabus what we have. They generally love having a detailed book to analyze everything. Or I generally recommend my book to freshers, who are new to testing. They need detailed information. So the PDF syllabus and the videos are enough, Priya, for your examination. So right now, just relax, recall whatever you have learned, and see that if you can reproduce them or not. Okay. Okay. So do we have any more question? Yeah. Let me just pick them up. Sanjana says, thank you, sir, for the clarification. You're welcome, Sanjana. Louis says, I think the pandemic comes with the chance to study and get some certification. Yes, it is. Really, we have seen enormous response during this pandemic for a lot of people getting certified and growing up with their career, coming up with a lot of great opportunities to enhance their skill set and a lot many other things. And in fact, the industries also equally helped us by allowing us to take free learning courses and free, certification exams and get certified with a lot of things. So yeah, Louis, I do agree with you. And people must make most out of this opportunity being at home, utilize their time to the most, and concentrate on certain things to add those accomplishment in their portfolio using this benefit of being at home. The Fun Akash group. Okay. I don't know, definitely not your name, but yeah, it says currently I'm based out of India. Can I book ISTQB Foundation exam choosing India as an exam location? So if you are based out of India, see, this is again a communication problem when people generally say that uh, when you say based out of India, generally people make sense that you are in India right now. But literally, the English word says based out of India. That means you are outside India. Okay. So I don't know. A lot of people have this misunderstanding of spoken English when they say. So I do consider that you are right now outside India and you want to book an exam in India. Yes, you can do that. As far as you have a valid address in India, no matter who it is. He can be your friend, he can be your parents, he can be your relatives, but you should have a valid address in India because the Indian testing board accepts an Indian PIN code only for registering the exam. Okay, so as far as you have a valid address, you can enroll for it. You don't have a valid address in India, any references? I'm sorry, you cannot go for Indian testing board. Vinayak says, for questions which needs two options to be selected, do we get partial marks if one of the options is correct? No. That's the trick. When it comes to advanced level, you will be asked about selecting multiple answers to a question as well. And that's where you will see more than 4 options. You will be either 5 options, you will see either six options, and they will ask you to select 2 of them. In order to get the total points of that question, it can be a 2-point question, it can be a 3-point question. In order to get the entire marks, you have to be correct 100%. Okay, completely correct. There's no partial scoring system in ISTQB. So if you just select one right option and the other one is wrong, that means you are not clear with the concept. So your answer is completely wrong. So you don't earn anything, plus you don't lose anything. It's just that what you were about to earn, that also is lost. So you don't get any partial marking for one option being correct in 2 options being selected. Okay. So you have to be completely correct or you're just wrong. That's it. Okay, team, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video if you're happy with the live session and me helping you out with your questions. Do drop a thumbs up on this because we want this live session to be reached out to as many people as possible in the world so that they can come back and ask me the questions. We have 1 more minute to go from our session. If you think there is a concern you have, there is a question you have, you are free to quickly ask me and I would love to answer before I leave for the day. Okay, so the last minute gets started right now and do let me know if you have any questions, but don't worry if in case you could not ask more of your questions today, you can always count every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I join here to answer your questions live. So you can mark this on your calendar, set a reminder that every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, I'll be live here answering your question. So that's the Saturday, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, IST. I come live for an hour to answer your question and love to respond to all of you and listen to those beautiful suggestions, recommendations, and queries, whatever you may have. One final query coming in the last is Sarah. Sarah Firdausi says how to choose exam board. It depends in which country you are in. Okay, so GASQ or ATSQA is just goes with anything. As far as you are, preferring to go with GASQ or ATSQ, that should be fine. Because both have the same validation, same credibility. That does not make a difference. Yeah, you can appear for GSQ as well, or ATSQA as well. There's no difference. Okay, you can just opt for anything which may be offering you a cheaper cost. That could be a criteria. The one who offers you the cheapest price, go with that. It's just the same. They are equal, actually. Both of them are equal. Okay, so yep, thank you, Sarah. And that's all. We hit the clock. So thank you, team. We really had great session today as well. And I would like to thank every individual here who came in and dropped their questions, because a live session which we conduct is incomplete without your questions. So thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for those who just joined to listen to this conversation, because not only asking the question, but listening to answers to many questions can guide you with a lot of many things. So thank you so much. And Sandeep quickly says, tomorrow is my ISTQB exam. All the very best, Sandeep. I look forward to see your results, and I hope you are definitely prepared for it. So all the very best. Do let us know. Just make sure that you have you read the questions carefully, okay? The questions are tricky, the options can be tricky. Read them patiently, understand before you pick your right answer. That's the final suggestion I can give you at this point of time. And I think rest all is good. I don't want you to read anything, nothing else. No. Don't go to my videos any longer as far as you're writing tomorrow. It's time you should start recalling what you have learned rather than reading again. And make sure during the examination you have peace of mind and look forward to have 100% attention, read the questions carefully, read the options carefully, then pick your appropriate answer. All right? Keeping it short and simple, all the best and happy learning to all of you. So I think this is where we stop our live session for today. And thank you so much for participating in. And as usual, at the end, what I say is, that's all from this particular live session, team. Should you have anything else, feel free to drop a comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and happy learning. Take care, team. Stay safe. See you next weekend. Bye-bye.